Welcome everyone. Thank you once again for joining us for another video. In this highly anticipated test series between India and Australia. In my last video, I would have looked on the Indian squad. Let us now turn our attention to the home side, the mighty Australia. In my humble opinion, I think the home team will start as favorites. In Australia's last test series, they would have beaten the New Zealand team 2-0. The series prior to that one, it would have ended in a 1-1 draw. That was played between Australia and the West Indies. We will remember that historic win at the Gabba by West Indies, as Shamar Joseph announced himself in Test cricket, taking 7 for 68 in that second innings. Australia has been dominant, beating Pakistan 3-0 in 2023. And in 2023, the Ashes would have been drawn 2-2. Even though some may argue that rain would have saved the Australians in Manchester. Australia's batters are hoping to frustrate the Indian bowlers by spending time, long hours in the middle, to drain out their energy in this grueling 5-test series. Australia is at their best when they play the game long. As the anticipation heightens, let us take a look on the Australian squad. The batters are Travis Head, Usman Khawaja, Marnus Labuschagne, Stephen Smith. Wicket keepers are Alex Carey, Josh Inglis. The bowlers are Pat Cummins, captain, Scott Boland, Josh Hazlewood, Nathan Lyon, Mitchell Starc. The all-rounders are Nathan McSweeney and Mitchell Marsh. It's a very balanced squad. Now let us take a look on each of the players. We'll start with Usman Khawaja. Usman is a very good opening batsman. However, he has had ups and downs in his career, but he has been sensational in recent times. Since winning the maiden World Test Championship last year, Khawaja has made 943 runs in 24 innings at an average of 41, with a century and 550s. Khawaja's best performance came against the Indians in 2023, where he scored a century and 2 half centuries. He has the ability to adapt to conditions and play long innings, and he has been crucial for Australia in recent times. He will be one to watch in this series. His stats against India at home include 4 matches, scoring 198 runs with an average of 28.29. He has scored 150, and his highest score against India at home is 72. Let's now turn our attention to the hard-hitting Travis Head. And since the World Test Championship, he has averaged just 28.68 in 12 Test matches with just 1 century and 3 50s in 22 innings and a best score of 119. Against India at home, Travis Head had played 6 matches, scoring 299 runs at an average of 29.9 in 10 innings. His highest score has been 90. Marnus, Labuschagne, and Steve Smith are the glue of this highly attacking side. Even them have been having a rough patch of form since the World Test Championship final last year. Since then, Steve Smith would have scored 738 runs in 12 matches, averaging 35.14, with 1 century and 4 50s in 24 innings and a best score of 110. To be honest with you, Steve Smith has not really delivered much with the bat since the World Test Championship. But you cannot count out the world champion. Marnus' figures have not been impressive either. Subsequent to the World Championship, he has scored only 653 runs in 12 matches and 24 innings at an average of 29.68 with 1 century and 5 50s. His highest score was 111. Marnus against India at home has shown solid performance with 1 century and 2 half centuries. His ability to adapt to the condition and contribute consistently has been viable for Australia. Marnus will play long hours in the middle. That's his strength. He has played 5 matches against India at home, scoring 464 runs, averaging 51, yes, I said 51.55 with 1 century and 2 50s. His highest score was 108. Seems like Marnus likes the Indian bowlers. Steve Smith has been sensational at home against India with 5 centuries and 4 half centuries. His ability to dominate the Indian bowling attack has been a key factor for Australia's success. He has played 8 matches against India at home, scoring or amassing 1,082 runs, averaging a massive 83.23 with 5 centuries and 4 50s. His highest score was 192. That is impressive. I honestly believe that Steve Smith is one of the greats of the game. When he is in good nick, he can be a very hard customer to deal with. He gets into position so quickly and dominate the bowlers. Smith has also decided to move back down the order, as we would have known, he has been opening the innings. Let's now move to wicketkeeper Alex Carey. He has a top form in recent months. He has had a poor test record as well since the World Test Championship title, scoring just 536 runs in 20 innings, averaging 28.21 with 4 50s and a best score of 98. Carey's highest score against India was 66 not out, which came against them in the World Test Championship final. He has never played against India at home. And Alex Carey, top form that I would have mentioned, is currently in the Shield competition. Australia will be missing the experienced David Warner at the top, who retires from international cricket this year, with South Australian all-rounder Nathan McSweeney taking his place. In 34 matches, he has scored 2,252 runs in 67 innings at an average of 38.12. With 6 centuries and 12 fifties, his best score was 127 not out. I am telling you, McSweeney is a quality batsman, not Bradman, but he is a quality batsman based on what I am hearing and what I am seeing. He's one to watch in this series. With the absence of Cameron Green due to injury, Mitchell Marsh will have to step up to the plate. He hasn't been too bad with the bat since the World Test Championship. He has made 750 runs in 10 matches, in 18 innings at an average of 46.87, with a century and 6 fifties. This team will miss the quality of Cameron Green. I'm sure about that. He is a genuine threat at number 4, even at number 6, but he is better at number 4. And he is a proper fifth bowler, especially in Australia's conditions. The only issue I have with Mitch Marsh is that of his fitness. Always have some needles, groin injury, and hamstring injury. I hope he can stay fit for this series. Australia, based on what I have said so far, has issue with their batting form, especially after the World Test Championship. Most of the batters have not scored the runs that we would have known them for. However, they have a pretty good balanced side, and I hope the batters can click in this series. The lower order is pretty decent as well. Pat Cummins and Mitchell Starc can hold the bat. A Lyon and Hazelwood on their day, they can hang in there for a bit. Having said all of that, I think the strength of Australia is in the world-class bowling lineup. Let us see what they bring to the table. Pat Cummins would have taken 269 wickets. Josh Hazelwood, 273. Mitchell Starc, 358. Nathan Lyons, 530. A grand total of 1,430 amongst those bowlers. When you look on any Australian bowling card in recent time, you will always see these 4 names. Pat Cummins has been rested since the World Cup, ODI World Cup, so he is well rested and raring to go. For the Australians to win this series, these 4 bowlers must be spot on. One way India can beat Australia is to keep the bowlers in the field for a long time as possible, to wear them down, similar to what they would have done in the 2018-29 series and the 2020 and 2021 series, so that Australia has to look somewhere else, to give these four a rest. And the only person I think they can look to, or the only person that strikes me right now, would be Scott Boland. And to be honest, he has a decent average at home in Australia. His average is 12.21 at home. That's very impressive. And he has been quite effective, taking 28 wickets in 6 matches at home, with his best figures of 6 for 7. Not sure if Australia will provide icy pitches. To be honest with you, Australia is at their best when they are playing on good quality batting surface with good bounce. Their bowlers are very good as well in those conditions. With all things considered, I think the home team has the edge. Cricket, however, my friends, is played on the field, not on paper. Let us wait and see how this series will unfold. I expect a belter at the Walker starting Friday. Thank you for watching. Have yourself a wonderful evening.